All right, welcome everyone. Resemblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
BoJack Horseman, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm ready. I am ready to
The spice
laugh.
is real.
Well, let's be real, cringe at the main character.
Drink
and,
some tea.
Yes,
Oh my
and to
gosh, I've got ready for the tea for
Yep,
today.
that's right. And just see what kind of crazy shit happens, because holy shit, that first episode was so packed.
Yes. I'm ready to watch some more degeneracy from this horseman.
Yep.
Who's totally not a horse. But also,
Right.
find out what other things this show is going to sneak into the background to give us those little bits of world that exist outside of his narcissistic bubble.
Maybe Todd is actually going to become the main character for an arc, and it'll be like, all right, his dealings with
Yo, Mr. Man, you know.
Yeah. Mr. Orange.
Mr. Horseman, you know.
Yeah.
Todd, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
No, we have to do Will Earn It. Todd, what the fuck are you talking about?
There you go. Yep.
But y'all, thank you so much for checking out these reactions and stuff. We're doing our plugs in the beginning now. So,
Right.
you know, we have a Patreon. We got a Twitch channel. We got a Twitter. We got all the kind of stuff there. Go check them out. Links in the doobly-doo. Yeah, you can get ability to watch reactions week ahead and full-length commentary reactions on there. So check that stuff out.
Yeah.
Jacob and I also stream and stuff. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
I told you I don't know where it is. Don't put things in my butt if you want them back.
And hold for Princess Carol.
Goodbye, BoJack.
Laura, I know you're listening. You got it, right?
Laura, do not respond to him. Goodbye, BoJack.
She got it. Excuse me. I just wanted you to know that you ruined someone else's night tonight. And I hope you have enough decency to at least feel a little bit crappy about it. But now, because of you and your friends, I feel more self-conscious than ever.
If we were bothering you so much, why didn't you just leave?
Because I didn't think of that and now I feel stupid.
Look, I have a right to be
No!
here.
But I want you to know that your actions have an effect on others, and I hate you, and you are a horrible person. And you not understanding that you're a horrible person doesn't make you less of a horrible person.
You
Damn.
think I'm pretty?
Oh my God. Wait.
Oh my god.
Well, that was another in a long series of regrettable life choices.
What'd you say? I was tweeting about all the weird stuff you do in bed.
Oh my God.
Good morning.
Ah! Why are you here?
I slept here.
Yeah, but why are you still here?
Breakfast.
That better not be my last toaster strudel.
No, there were 3 left.
Well, get out of here. My memoirist is going to show up soon, and I don't need you... What's your name?
Pam.
I don't need you pamming up the place when she gets here.
Also, I'm drunk. Also, I'm alone. So alone. So alone. Please don't put that in my book. Bookum dildo. Does it taste like magenta in here? Then I think you fell asleep on the keyboard because it just says the letter B 27 times.
Well, anyway, this is my business person.
Excuse me?
Here to help me with some business needs. All very above board.
What'd you say?
No need to mention her in the book either, unless it's a business book.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Classic
Wow.
BoJack. That is
And
neither
there's
funny
the second to
nor
last
a
one.
story, nor a reason for you to drop by.
I think that might have.
Oh, he just wanted to come over and brag about his reality show.
Get this. I am starring in a pilot presentation for a celebrity reality show. It's pretty cutting edge, huh?
Yeah, if it's 2003.
Mikasa e Tsukasa.
Hey, there's the last one. See?
All right.
The toaster strudels, and now my morning is ruined.
Could you guys keep it down? Okay, I'm kind of on a date right now. Buku wa America dewa. Yoku ga-
No clothes from the waist down.
And who are you again?
The girl you had sex with?
Right, you definitely should have already be gone.
Holy shit.
I really shouldn't eat chocolate because it can literally kill me.
Oh, I know.
But I
Hey, excuse me.
Yes, I
Oh.
am BoJack Horseman, star of Horsing Around.
Yeah, okay, I don't care. Those are my muffins.
Is that also Patton Oswalt?
I think so.
Yeah. Did you bring them into the store with you? Or?
No, but I was going to buy them.
That's the last box, and I had dibs on them.
Look, I don't even want the muffins. I was just looking at them. But I gotta say, if you put muffins down, they're not your muffins.
So what? I was supposed to take them into the bathroom with me?
You didn't even put the muffins in a cart.
I thought someone
get into a whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Then give me the muffins.
No, because maybe now I want the muffins.
You think
Wow.
that because you're a pseudo-celebrity, normal rules don't apply to you?
Oh, here we go.
I've had a rough morning, so I don't
You've
need.
had a rough morning? I spent the last 10 months. Hey!
Sorry, wasn't listening. See ya.
Holy
Going to
shit.
regret this, BoJack
Okay.
Horseman.
Oh,
Another
all
thing.
right.
My date with Ayaka went really well. Thanks for asking.
That was the wrong way to emphasize that, but
I'll thank you
okay.
to respect my total lack of interest in your personal life.
She's hilarious. I never met a girl who was so curious about American bank routing numbers.
Let's start at the beginning.
Hmm.
What was your childhood like?
Normal.
Here's your omelet. I'm sorry it's not as good as the omelets your secretary makes, but then you're not married to your secretary, are you?
Well, maybe if my secretary also refused to get an abortion, I would.
Oh, fuck.
Mommy, can I have an omelet?
Oh my god.
You're the birthday boy.
If you're not
Oh,
ready-
yeah.
Looking at
I
himself.
am ready to talk. Why wouldn't I want to talk about my parents? They're so normal. That's crazy. You sound like a crazy person, not me. Stop being so crazy, crazy. Why are you calling me crazy?
Are you watching MSNBC right now?
Wow,
Question.
that's
well,
funny.
I didn't fall down on my remote randomly changing the channel to MS.
You went viral on, you know, social media
Yep,
because of
yep,
the thing last night. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Hamlet, you might want to turn it on. They're talking about you.
Yeah.
Ooh, good things, I hope.
Our guest via satellite is Neil McBeal, a naval officer on leave from Afghanistan.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank you, Tom.
my god.
I met this
He's
guy.
a Navy SEAL.
Neil
That's amazing.
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman from the 90s sitcom Horsing Around refused to respect my dibs.
Have you no shame, Horseman? Seen here sneezing at a Christmas party?
The sneezing pit. Why do they always use the sneezing picture?
They always use the worst
Denying
picture.
you laughed.
Rapturous
When
glee.
you deny the dibs called by our men and women on the front lines, that is a sick joke, sir. A sick, sick joke indeed. And you'll forgive me if I chortle no longer. There is nothing the least bit funny about stealing a meal from Neil McBeal, the Navy SEAL.
Wait, you stole muffins from the Navy SEAL?
Well, they'll have a whole whale about it. Like,
I'm now receiving word that we've got BoJack himself.
Oh my
on the
god.
Sorry, stop listening. You were ramping up to a yes, right? Okay, enough about America's heroes. Can we talk about dibs? Because he didn't even really have dibs. If he had legitimate dibs...
Oh, I had dibs on the muffins. I hid them in the produce section.
You left them totally out in the open. That's hiding? How did you survive in Afghanistan?
Those are my muffins.
ah! Ah!
Yeah, I ate them all in one sitting because I have no self-control and I hate myself. Is that what you want to hear?
Neil, was it a small container of muffins, like 2 to 4 muffins?
No, Tom, there were a good deal more than that.
12.
There were exactly
Yep.
12. I ate 12 muffins and I didn't even want one. There's your goddamn news story. The mystery of my missing goddamn self-respect.
My boyfriend's filming a reality show at our house. If I want to be alone, I have to go to the roof because it's the only place they don't have insurance to film.
The roof?
Yeah, just to get some work done. When I was a kid,
That's some weird
I
art.
used to climb onto the roof
Yep.
with my dad and look at the stars.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Oh.
What is this supposed to be, a lima bean?
It's a heart.
That's some shoddy craftsmanship, son.
I tried my best.
No, you didn't. You slacked off and took the easy way out. In this world, you can either do things the easy way or the right way.
This whole you hating the troops thing is not great.
I don't hate the troops. I just hate one specific troop. I don't even hate him, really. I just think that he's wrong about the muffins.
I know, BoJack. Just like always, you're right and everyone else is wrong. I'm getting another call. I'm gonna have to put you on hold.
When you're walking alone, because
Just wanted him to say that.
Television
Yep.
actor
Yep.
who hates our troops has not left his home since his controversial remarks on Monday about how he hates the troops.
BoJack Horseman makes me sick. He voiced his opinion, even though
Unbearable.
it was unpopular, and that's the most cowardly thing a person could do.
After we made love, he covered himself in sheets, like an Arab.
So where are we going?
Don't worry, I've got a plan.
Nice.
Oh! Hey, I meant I was rich because I have friends, like George Bailey.
Aha.
Hide out
They're
at the place with
following.
Mr.
Yep.
Peanut Butter.
Great, just get me away from the cameras. Do we really need to be filming this?
It's for my reality
Yep.
show.
Yeah.
I want to fix this as quickly as possible.
It's amazing.
I don't care who was right about the muffins anymore, even though I was definitely right. I just want my privacy back so I can finish writing my tell-all memoir so everyone will pay attention to me again. But I ate the muffins.
I know. We got another box.
Yeah.
It's in the cupboard.
Oh, you were saving those? I ate those too.
We've been here for It's okay. We'll get more muffins.
I'll get the muffins, and they're on me. I just found out I got $80 in the bank.
I think he's insufferable.
Well, here I am, hanging out with my good friend, BoJack Horseman, enjoying each other's company, as we often do.
Yes, this is all very authentic and natural. Someone's at the door! What the hell is this?
I tried to buy the muffins, but my bank card got declined for some reason. But don't worry,
Yep.
I still saved the day because I found this bag of stale hamburger buns.
Please accept this bag of stale hamburger buns.
What?
Yes, hamburger buns. It's a symbol for how we throw our veterans in the trash, sadly far too often. We send our muffins overseas and they come back as stale hamburger buns. But that doesn't mean
Oh
we
my
shouldn't
God.
love them any less, because in their own way, aren't stale hamburger buns just as good?
You think I'm a hero?
Well, I don't know if I...
Say it, BoJack. Say that I'm a hero.
You're a hero.
Great.
And I don't believe saying that cheapens the word and actually disrespects those we mean to honor by turning real people into political pawns.
Kidding.
We're in agreement here.
Furthermore, I do not find it unbelievably appropriate that this conversation is taking place on reality television.
Yes.
A genre which thrives on chopping the complexities of our era into easily digestible chunks of empty catchphrases.
You know what the problem is with everybody? They all just want to hear what they already believe. No one ever wants to hear the truth.
I want to hear the truth.
What?
I don't know if you want to tell it, though. Look, I can write you the standard empty-calorie celebrity tell-some if that's what you're looking for. But I thought you might want more than that.
I do.
Well, then you're going to have to open up.
Right.
Give me
Tell
something.
the
You
truth.
opened up downstairs.
I can't open up.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you can or not. You certainly haven't.
You're not going to make me look like an asshole, are you?
I don't know. Are you an asshole?
Damn it.
Okay, full truth. Here we go. They drank a lot. My father was a failed novelist. My mother was the heiress of the Sugarman Sugar Cubes fortune, and my dad resented her for it. He made me build my own tree house, and then he tore it down while I was at summer camp because instead of hardy Christian nails, I used screws, which he called fancy Jew nails.
Oh my
Like I
God.
said, totally normal.
Oh, buddy.
Fuck.
Fuck you, paparazzi. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right. The
Okay.
show put out another banger.
Yep.
We got ourselves some very, very, very serious advancements in BoJack's character,
Oh, yeah.
especially. We got to see him in a situation where he kind of cut loose, like maybe 2 or 3 different times. And we see that he's holding back a lot of not just resentment towards himself, but resentment at society. He's very, very disillusioned and has a lot of trauma and stuff associated with his past and things like that. So
Yep. And
the character's getting deconstructed. Let's go.
exactly. And now that we had the foundation from the previous episode of establishing everything, now we have an actual direction because, you know, we saw where this episode went.
The memoirs are being written.
Yep. And if each episode progresses at this pace, I am very confident
Very
that BoJack will be well on the road to recovering and becoming a functioning human being. Granted, there's probably going to be some setbacks and all sorts of stuff along the way, and maybe not each one is going to be as punchy with regards to the progress that's made as we got here.
Yeah, it's the whole like progress.
It's
doesn't
not
look like
linear.
this. It's-
Yeah. Mhm.
So this was a solid step.
Yep.
The issue is that the reason why most of the problems came about here were because of him being extremely petty and proud and stubborn.
Oh, yeah.
Those are different things, but no, in this case they were very, very much stubbornness has a very nice crossover on the Venn diagram of life with pride there.
Well, and even to the point where when he is insisting that it's pride, not stubbornness, he's being very stubborn about the fact that it's pride.
I also love the way in which he kind of used humility a little bit in the instance at the bar where he was like, hey, I need to let you know that you ruined somebody else's night here. But ended up then using that same thing that she did basically to then ruin someone else's day because they were being petty about something when in some ways it's showing his hypocrisy and that he took that
sure.
element there. That even though the girl wasn't doing anything that bad, not really. Like, he only confronted her the one time and then unloaded entirely. He could have just been like, "Hey,
can you
don't take any pictures, please."
Mm-hmm.
And she might have respected that. You didn't
Who knows?
ask.
Yeah.
So yes, she assumed she had the free right to just grab your likeness just like any paparazzi. So yes, of course you don't like that.
And
but,
so there's a slightly default hostility.
Exactly.
Or maybe not slightly. Default hostility that BoJack uses there.
Most people are jerks. He said it in the episode.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when there's a much smaller degree of default hostility of why'd you take my thing, right? As opposed to, hey, I actually had that. I set that down there. You know, maybe then he'd be like, oh, okay, sure, whatever, right? But then because he perceives some like accusation in there or whatever, then he's like, well, no, fuck you. I didn't even want muffins, but you know.
There's a really cool aspect to his dysfunction of seeing himself in this the self-loathing way, but also as being kind of the most important person out there. There's this fun contradiction where he actively takes petty issue with someone in his environment trying to control him, and thus he reacts even stronger. I've seen this in a lot of people. I have seen this in myself sometimes, where people will start giving basically something close to the equivalent of like not orders, but like hard, like, hey, back off, this is my thing, when they don't really have any claim to that kind of thing. And then you're like, well, actually, like, hold on here, because you're coming on so strong. And that element there, I believe, generally speaking, comes from an angle of a lack of self-worth, because you don't basically have a lot of opportunities to assert yourself in that way. Then you end up ending up dramatically asserting yourself. Really think that don't
doesn't really matter.
There. I love also the idea that they just quickly grabbed another box of muffins somewhere. Meaning that it's probably...
Maybe they were out that day, but, you know, whatever.
And the news is totally at fault here as well for turning this very, very innocuous thing into a full bang story, because that's what the news does. Even if Congress might be signing into, you know, a very important education bill, that doesn't get the clicks. Oh, we've got a really famous actor from the past that's kind of retired now, and we can dig on him a little bit with this really coincidental thing of them happening to be this, Afghan war vet, you know?
Right. Well, and also, I get the feeling it might have been something where it could be that the news just found out about this somehow.
And, no, he called in.
But yeah, no, he called in and was like, hey, I want to put this person on blast because, you know, I can, right?
Right. He probably complained to the store first. Probably went to look for more muffins. Yeah, are there any more muffins in the back, you know? I'm assuming the best about this guy for the initial bit here. And then they're like, no. Or he's like, well, then fuck this guy. I'm going to call in.
Right.
I'm going to see if I can get some news about this here so that I can blast him on live TV as vengeance. Totally makes sense as what he had kind of desired to do. But he's like, you'll regret that, BoJack Horseman.
And if you think about it, this character is kind of just a nega BoJack. Or not nega. It's just BoJack, but on the other side, right?
To describe what you're meaning.
So what I mean by that is someone who is entitled, has an inflated sense of self-worth. Everything else is someone else's problem. You know, like BoJack made some great points of like, no, you didn't put it in a cart. You didn't, you know, it's just here, and I might want muffins. So, you know, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, there is no precedent that you have to claim dibs on a box of muffins that he just happened to find sitting on a box of produce.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So
it's a really dumb thing to get upset over.
Yep. Yeah. And then to, on top of that, then be like, no, you have to call me a hero. You have to, you know, do all this stuff. And it's like, okay, now, if they're an actual Navy SEAL and not just someone in the Navy that's a SEAL, then okay, maybe you could, you know, like they've probably actually done some pretty crazy shit, right? But, you know, it's the, no, you've got to inflate my ego, right, publicly and all of that stuff for something that was originally private, right? And like, it's
the kind of thing where regardless of whether he intended to put it on the news, he gladly took the interview. He gladly took this thing there because his ego was hurt here. And the thing is, a lot of people will respond in this way because, yes, most people are jerks. And the idea that if you hurt their ego in some ways, I've talked about this a lot recently on the Persona 5 Royal streams that I'm doing. Shameless plug there. Go check those out on Twitch.
Mhm.
But specifically that there are times when people identify so intensely with something in their environment that if someone makes some kind of a negative comment or something that criticizes that thing, they then feel extra hurt by it because part of their identity is attached to that thing, i.e. this guy having people criticize the armed forces or not even specifically the Navy SEALs, which he was a part of, but like just the U.S. military operations in general. And then he's like, oh, you don't care about America, you know? And it's just like, well, in some ways, I'm kind of naturally in the other camp because I'm like, well, I'm generally kind of critical about U.S. military operations in general, so I kind of understand Bojack's whole kind of thing a little bit.
He had
here,
a
where
lot
I'm
of
like,
fantastic points.
He had a lot of fantastic points.
Yeah.
But I also understand the points when I've been having my things specifically triggered, and I'm like, damn it, this is something that I've identified a little bit too strongly with. They talk shit about Ultimate Frisbee and not fucking, you don't understand what a like new wave of sports is and stuff like that, and we've grown stale with the U.S. like sports system, and like nobody even fucking cares about watching baseball anymore. We should let it die, and you know, and it's like, what, bro, this is a Wendy's, you know, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about, you know?
Right.
And it's like, bro, no one was attacking your identity. No one was attacking you. No one was even attacking.
Yeah.
This is just a friendly dispute here. Or not even friendly, just an awkward dispute here that is over probably about a $10 box of muffins. And it's like, you guys, you need to chill. And this is I think the point of the episode is that just calling people heroes or just calling people, you know, like entitled to stuff, like throwing labels out there willy-nilly just to suit your purposes of whatever your narrative here is not helping anybody. It's not helping anybody.
No,
it's going to happen over these little tiny connections.
You're not that important.
No,
like,
you're not.
Oh man, this specific instance with the whole muffins and everything is making me think of a situation where I was in a candy shop, right?
Oh yeah.
And
oh god,
and they had a
Our
dual
summer
register
job,
setup.
We both had,
and this is a place that this was at the summer job that me and Caleb used to work at, right? I'm there, you know, I'm not working there, but you know, I know how this place goes, right? And I have a thing, and there's two people behind the counter. One of them is helping one person, one of them starts to help me, but because of the things one of the registers I think was out for the, like it was off, it wasn't working. So then they put the thing that I got next to the register of the person who was helping someone else, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, that, you know, that way I'll be the next person to be helped. I'll be rung up. And then they go on to do something else like in the back, right? Person doesn't see the thing that's there. And then someone else like basically grabs their attention, right? And it's like, can you get this? And then I was like, could you just bring me up for this real quick? And then the person is like, why are you cutting in line? I'm like, so actually I wasn't cutting in line, but you know, of course, ego's all in that thing and they don't want to hear about that stuff. And it's weird how quickly people will assume things because they don't like something that's happening, right? And then they'll put intent onto it. They'll put all of these extra things that just don't need to be there, right? And something that could have been 5 seconds, right? They then blow up into this bigger thing that stresses them out, that takes more time, that maybe makes them look like an idiot, you know, in front of their, you know, wife and kids and all of that such. And that's just the thing that happens, right? And yeah,
it's the idea that there's a lot of people that have very, very, I would say, I don't want to use the word auras in a way that I actually believe that people emit some kind of energy radius here, but they actually come in with bad energy. They come in with basically the aura that doesn't basically want to accept inconvenience or things that are altered slightly from the way that you perceive it. So, you know, for example, one of the most common examples that we all know of people reacting overly strong is on the road, especially here in the U.S. And it's called road rage. And basically, you know, if someone ends up, you know, doing something slightly off, because none of us are great drivers. Some people are, but no, honestly.
Most people think they're much better drivers than they are.
But they're not necessarily great drivers, and they'll do something slightly off or something that's slightly even illegal. And someone will get upset about them or stuff like that, and they'll honk their horn, they'll flip them off, they'll yell at them, they'll do all this stuff. But because there's this kind of, this barrier there, the reaction can be generally stronger.
Right.
And it's the thing of where that's something that actually in a lot of states in the U.S., that's like culture. That's actually a part of it there.
Oh, yeah.
And from where I grew up, road rage is so much less of a thing compared to the general U.S. as a whole that it's like it's almost like astonishing to me when I see it see it actively out there.
Whereas
and
if you were
like,
in
God, that's scary,
in like some like really big city area,
or just go specific here, just go into Hollywood, L.A. and stuff like that there, and it's a nightmare.
It's a piranha pool, like
right.
Yeah.
The amount of built up internalized stress on a specific thing that is because of some very legitimate problems and stuff.
But that gets directed to a place where it absolutely doesn't need to be.
Exactly. And it's that I love that BoJack is so upset by that, but he's projecting it out at his environment because he's so upset of how he sees it out there when he's really the one bearing a lot of this stuff internally because he won't resolve or address his own internal issues.
Exactly. Because the thing is
awesome.
that it's not that BoJack's wrong, right?
No.
Almost everything that he said this episode was actually like correct if you think about it, right?
Yeah, but for the most part.
For the most part,
like,
you know, there's
pretty much.
There's some of those, you know, specific instances of things where it was different, but and so because of that, you can just see inside his head where he's like, but I'm right, you know. So why is this a problem? And because of that. Because he knows that he is right, he doesn't actually look at some of the other things to be like, well, could this be different, right?
What am I doing to end up living out a world that I wish to see? Be the change you want to see in the world. And in order for him to, in some ways, do that, he needs to have that sit-down moment with Diane at the end of the episode where he's on the roof and being like, okay, I will open up, I'll be vulnerable, I'll tell the truth, I will be genuine. And I won't put up a front or a mask or my own ego or something like that in order to protect myself here. And because in some ways BoJack has the thing that she mentioned in the first episode, all these privileges that allow him to kind of forget about the natural consequences of his actions a little bit. Like he doesn't have to worry about money. He doesn't have to worry about surviving. He doesn't have to worry about like all these little things. Most people are kind of too busy a little bit sucking him off in order to really tell him how they, you know, feel about him and stuff like that. Yeah, get this out, man. Get this out now. This is going to be so therapeutic for you. In some ways, it's going to turn things into hell because you're probably avoiding a lot of things that you've specifically pushed down.
Like, that's normal stuff.
My heart broke with the treehouse story specifically. The way he just so casually mentioned amongst everything else. But the idea that, not because of the inherent anti-Semitism and racism and stuff like that, but because of the way in which his father specifically like took a thing that could have been a way in which they would actually connect over it because that was something that his father seemed to do it. Well, right, but his father seemed to be specifically actually pretty good at the idea of like crafty and handiwork and stuff like that. Didn't do that with him, but then also destroyed it while he was away
because like, you did it slightly wrong. Whatever my according to the dad's definition of wrong.
Right.
Yep.
Fucking you go around the Cape Horn.
Yeah.
Not like those like fucking Democrats like go through the Panama Canal.
Oh, that was
God. Like I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with any of that bullshit growing up and stuff. But I have seen so many people like not even that kind of things in terms of like politics and stuff, but that kind of absolute insanity, that absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
And they are not joking. This is not a bit for a thing. That is actual brain rot.
It's
from people who are so upset and angry at very specific things that anytime anything slightly goes out of whack, they're like, and they go and divert everything over to this other thing. And you're like, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, so this is a Wendy's, you know, and it.
Another personal story. I'll keep this one quick. Yeah. Basically, old childhood friends, right? Move away, you know, and then I go back to visit them for like a weekend.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And this is a family. This is a family with
not be too specific.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is a family with a lot of boys, right? And we end up watching Lord of the Rings, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh yeah.
And the entire time, because I'm like, I love Lord of the Rings. This is gonna be great.
So good. Yeah.
So good. The entire time they're shitting on Frodo because he's not manly enough.
Calling him specific derogatory words.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's he should come live with us for a few days. You know, we'd teach him how to be a proper man.
It was the whole thing where we're like, oh, we're now older, so they were childhood friends and stuff. And then it's something was perpetuated here in the growing up adolescent stage that we didn't notice when they were kids and stuff, and now suddenly toxic masculinity on like the most stupid fictional inane thing is being like full display and like like kind of agreed, where I didn't even feel like anyone was really championing it. It's that whole thing of it's just parroting.
We all have to parrot it because
we're all using the same brain rot because
and it felt so it felt awful because I would try and be like, no, what are you guys talking about? But it's at the same time I was like, 12 or something, so it's like I couldn't exactly like I could do my best to debate all 5 of them or whatever, but like
you were kind of like built different in terms of the brain. You might have actually been able to debate most of them,
right?
Some of them were actually really smart.
I gave it my best shot, but it was such a odd thing to hear them say and be serious about that I was just like, what? And
I see this. I see this a lot when I'm trying to enjoy certain anime reaction channels.
Oh yeah,
and there's a lot of really dumb dude bro energy of like, oh, Shinji getting the fucking robot kind of thing, and I'm like, that was a meme, but like,
saying that during End of Ava, where it's like, no, people are literally dying right now and all of this stuff.
Episode 2.
Yeah, then it's like
episode 1.
Okay.
Right. There's this element of where I as well am showing a little bit of that thing that I've identified with in my own reaction to it, where I specifically have had so many problems with my own emotional well-being and mental health and stuff like that, that when I see people being belittled for going through mental health problems and stuff like that, even though it's fucking awful to do that, it's the idea that extra thing bothers me. Like it doesn't just make me go, okay, there's certain things wrong in society and I need to do my part to, champion people in this area so that I'm being the change I want to see in the world. But I then can't have a good day a little bit because now I've taken that and I've internalized it from my environment because I identify so strongly with that, which means guys, you are you. You are not, your identity is not the things that you watch, do, work, anything like that. If anything, the only thing that even remotely comes close to your environment and stuff like that are the people that you love and that you spend the most time with.
And even then,
that's not even you either.
That is a very helpful way to keep yourself regulated.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because if
it's a sounding board.
If we were to sum up BoJack's problems here, if I were to say it, is that it is an identity problem where he doesn't actually know who he is. And so he's all wrapped up in the, I used to be this person. And so I like that because I got some positive response from that, but I also don't like that. And so, I don't know who I am with regards to my dad because, he was like this and everything, but I just assume that's normal. But then, there's all of these ways in which all of that shit ends up coming out because I have so much unresolved stuff in here.
God, I love this show.
Yeah.
We're already 2 episodes in, and I'm like, fuck, there's so many cool things we could discuss from this.
I can't even imagine where this show is, because this has like 70 episodes or whatever. Like, where is this going to be on episode 40?
I think it's got like 6 seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many things that you could go into. I'm really glad in a lot of ways that even though the show has a lot of visual gags and stuff, the art style and everything is very, minimalized to get us kind of to focus on the dialogue and stuff like that. Animation is very simple, but this is also the first season. I'm very much looking forward to seeing, like you're saying, the long haul journey, because I think he's going to make progress, but I think he's also going to delve deeper into the own pits of his own despair and nihilism eventually, where he'll eventually find some purpose and meaning. But I mean, in a lot of ways, we are very clearly set up, I think, in a lot of ways for a nihilist accepting of the purposelessness of life and going into the future with a lot more optimism and care and intention, but not necessarily ignoring things just because you can't affect it.
It's BoJack has gotten to a point where he is able to function actually pretty well with all of the dysfunctional stuff inside him, right?
Despite the horse tranquilizer.
Right. It's all ways that he copes and stuff. And then as he starts to pull up the weeds, he might see that these weeds have like long roots that he hasn't had to deal with, right? And so it's the, oh wait, no. okay, there's more, and you know as you start to fix problems, you then start to realize just how deep the problems go. You know, and then
we also got a little more with Diane too.
We did
like a little bit more of understanding who she is, and she used a lot of that as segues to kind of give him opportunities to be like, hey, it's okay. You can be vulnerable with me. I'm definitely going to take notes on every single thing you say. But no, in a lot of ways, bro, don't you want a genuine kind of rough memoir here? That's kind of the whole thing you were railing against, is then people just telling the truth. So be, you know, eat your own medicine. And not even giving him a directive to do that. No. But just if you want, I can do the vapid, no calorie, you know, like thing. Is that what you want? Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, no, it's not, but just, okay, try not to make me look like an asshole. Are you an asshole? Are you an asshole? It's like, right? Like, okay, here we go. Yeah, right. He doesn't answer that, you know, which is like already tons of progress on the, no, I'm a people pleaser, right? I mean, I feel like BoJack is so chaotic that on a good day, he knows exactly who he is, but he would be.
He just doesn't want to look at it.
Well, he would be the last to admit it to other people.
Sure.
I think he's terrified. I think he's actually terrified of suddenly just waking up and being alone. The way he talked on the email there, and it ended with "I'm so alone, I'm alone, I'm so alone," and beep. I was just like, "Oh fuck, bro." Just the idea that Todd would just someday be gone, and yet you were in the very, very, very fucking beginning of the show, being like, "Oh, why are you still here?"
Yeah.
Which is, I love that question as well, because he says that to also Pam. I remembered her name actually.
Pam, everything up.
Yeah, exactly. Is why are you still here? Which, if you turn that into a fun kind of pseudo deep thing here, why are any of you still here?
Oh, sure. Like, yeah, okay. I like that.
Why haven't you given up on me yet? Why haven't you abandoned me?
See, I wasn't even thinking of it from that angle. I was thinking of it from the angle of I don't like the fact that I am dependent on people being here.
Sure.
So
yes, that's absolutely there too.
So please go away, because I don't like the fact that I'm dependent on you. And if I make you go away, then at least that's under my own control, right? As opposed to if you just decide to leave someday and then it's the fuck, you know, I already don't know what to do now. If I lose even more, you know. Yeah.
Shit.
Beautiful show.
Not your specific kind of entertainment, I would say. This is an acquired taste entertainment. But you know, we acquired that taste 5 minutes into episode 1.
Oh yeah.
So we're in it for the long haul.
When y'all were saying this is your type of show,
you guys were right.
You guys were very right.
we trusted you because we had heard good things as well. But you were so right. This is delightful. And I can't wait to be on the other side of this show and like consuming and in some ways even writing up like character analysis and stuff like that for a lot of these characters. I'm still holding out for Peanut Butter. I think it's not just because I have a Jack from Beastars.
Right. You see a dog and you're like, yes.
Yes. But I really see someone that's very, very sad and lonely as well. And I can't wait for him to get deconstructed as well.
But also, given how almost preternaturally emotionally like sound Diane seems to be so far with how she's able to work with BoJack and all of this stuff, it doesn't make sense for Mr. Peanut Butter to truly be as awful as he has been made to seem, because she would be aware of that, right? Unless she's in like the I can fix him mode.
No, I think she's ambitious. I think that she's putting herself into situations where she can be around people that she can then use to further her career. It's a thing that could be seen as rather cold, but I think it's just smart.
Yeah.
I think it's just smart and savvy in that Peanut Butter is the kind of person that maybe she thought about trying to do the same thing with, but he's not as popular and stuff. Well, and he'll never be probably as popular as BoJack. And BoJack's whole legacy is kind of cemented, and it's not. There's no way it can really be tarnished too much outside of BoJack, you know, doing absolute insane shit. Thus, she's like, cool, it's an untapped gold mine. I'm going to go. I'm going to use everything I can there. And it's not just say that she's, manipulative and evil to do this. It's just no. She's smart. She's done a few of these kinds of things before.
Well, and given that we see her on the roof in all of these situations where she kind of avoids Mr. Peanut Butter, at the very least, if she is aware that Mr. Peanut Butter is, just generally kind of awful, then it's I know how to keep my own healthy boundaries for myself and handle him and all that stuff so that, it's...
Yeah. You can call her the tennis ball and chain. He was mocking about how he was going to he was going to deny all these other women in the party about having sex with him.
Exactly.
He almost immediately kind of even had the little like, oh, yes, Angela. Oh, no, Jelly. Perfect. I mean, maybe there's something there. Well, we'll see. But yeah, he's got his own problems.
Yes.
But I also wanted to show some things that were kind of snuck in the background here that were pretty cool. The set for the Mr. Peanut Butter house, you very clearly have the 3 kids in the background here.
Yeah.
They look to be different than the kids that were...
Right, so different show, but it's just the recycling the same concept.
Right, recycling the same concept, but imagine, if we will, how Mr. Peanut Butter feels in that he's a bad clone of BoJack. So he keeps trying to hang out with BoJack to try and resolve maybe some of those what is that called? Imposter syndrome?
Well, yeah, there could be the imposter syndrome, but it could also be the thing of if he has insecurities about the fact that he is a clone, then maybe the one way that he finds comfort is that, but I'm a much better. I'm BoJack, but better. And so I'll hang out with him so that way I can compare myself to him and be like, yeah, I've got everything going on. I'll tell him how I've got all these gigs lined up, and I'll just get to see how fat he is and how sad he is and all that stuff. And he's a washed up old has-been, but I'm not.
Right. I could totally see that being the case as well. It's the kind of thing that makes sense for him as another washed up actor, but we see also the same kind of maybe narcissism or a little bit of the me focus in this house as well.
Oh, sure.
They have the triple little vertical piece of art of him in like grayscale to the left here. That's of him. And then we have these tennis balls on the right. So it's just like, I don't know. Maybe reading too much into this here, but I feel like he might have the exact same problems as BoJack. And that's why BoJack hates him so much, is that he reminds him of himself.
Right. If nothing else, he is doing a perpetual reality TV show that then forces his girlfriend to go hang out on the roof.
Yes.
And so at the very least, he's imperceptive, shall we say.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
At the very least.
Yeah.
But.
I love the news guy, though. Tom Jumbo Grumbo. Like that.
The great BoJack Jerkoff. Hey, hang on a second.
BoJack's views are unbearable. Report. Has-been hates troops. Looks fat. Oh, my God. I could not. I could not. This
show just packs so much into the episodes.
Yeah. But, all right. Yeah, no, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about other shows in general, and also be sure to check out my Persona 5 Royal Let's Play on Twitch right now. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.